think the seatbelt works. Alrighty guys, welcome to the channel. We are driving the sport truck for the first time to work. I'm excited about this. It's just been one of those builds that I just kind of work on it here and there, and realistically the truck didn't need a lot. But at the end of the video, I had a lot of questions previously on what do you do when you manual trans swap the truck as far as the computers go. Because I got no dash lights right now. Like, there's no check engine lights, none of that stuff. Knock on wood, that's how it continues. But if you have an automatic trans, there's certain things you got to do in order to get rid of that stuff. And I'll show that at the end of the video. Also, how I fixed my electrics. Heated seats. Oh, man. So, quick summary on this rig. 01 24 valve factory automatic sport truck means heated seats, both sides power, steering wheel controls for the stereo, basically paint match everything. It is, I would say, as far as second gens go, any of the sport truck are holy grail. I don't know if you get sport with cloth seats and you just get the outside painted. It's like a hybrid of a Tradesman and a Laramie. But I'll tell you what, I'm running a fast 100 to make sure I got good clean fuel. It's got an upgraded VP44 and gauge to monitor my fuel pressure. Simple stuff that makes the truck last. And great oil pressure. I do have level 6 unlocked on the edge, which turns this thing into something I didn't know 24 valves delivered, to be honest with you. It feels like a common rail with a Smarty tune on it. You know, it wants to get up and go. One nice thing about these early Cummins engines is they're not based on RPM to get horsepower and torque. These things are old school in a sense because they have the low end grunt, and so it feels like it's wanting to, you know, slip the clutch at like 1500 RPM because it's letting that torque come in early. I've heard rumors, never done it myself, swapping camshafts on a common rail. You can put a, I believe they call it like a 12 valve cam in a common rail that's like 03 plus truck. Gets rid of the internal EGR, cam low, and gives you your power down bottom as well. You get it cammed so that you're chasing RPM for horsepower rather than early on horsepower, low end torque. I've never done that. Comment below if you have. But I'll say this is a treat. I tried to find CDs to throw in there this morning, but who's got CDs anymore? So I just got the old AM FM stereo, messing around with my controls on here, which is just, for a second gen, I never thought I would have heated seats like this. Never. I didn't even know that was really a thing. But I'm really glad we took the time, jumped through a bunch of hoops to get a 6-speed swap in this. And it does have a built NV5600 from Andrew at Long Range Gear up in Spokane. I'll put a link for his website in the description. This trans, it doesn't feel like an NV5600. It feels like it should. It feels like stick shift, like a 5-speed. Easy shifting, go through the gears, no hanging up. And this is only, see how many miles I put on this truck so far. I put 6 miles on this trans. I've been to town-ish twice. That's it. But I can feel it starting to break in, wear off the edges ever so slightly, and it's shifting good. I'm very happy with it. We might see how the day goes in this job, but I might haul the dump trailer out of here. I got my adjustable hitch in the back. No B&W, goose or nothing. I might put that in here later on, might not. I like putting exhaust brake on everything, but I don't know if this truck, it's got a stick shift. If I find an exhaust brake, we'll put one in it. But as of right now, we're just enjoying this truck. Doing a job up at my grandpa's old house. Got to build a retaining wall right over here and then fix up the driveway. Might be getting some more stone today. We shall see. Looks like my old man's already here. I'm a little late. I don't have slip tank in this truck, so I'd go get some fuel to put a 5-gallon jug. Boys, what a treat though. It says it's 45 right now. At my house it felt a little colder, but the heated seats coming in clutch. But anyway, I'll show you guys how we fixed the manual trans, computer end of things, and the heated seat. Then I'll catch back up with you. All right. It's raining out there a little bit, so I want to give a little discussion before we go out there. I bought this truck with a bad auto. You guys saw it's been 6-speed swapped, but the computers are auto still. So I got an email from an old boy. He said his buddy's got one of these trucks over here. It's a 6-speed manual, and it's in pretty rough shape. Arguably could be a donor truck. But as you can tell, we'll just walk out there. The old ranch truck is sheltering us down. It's actually cleaned up very nice. Factory 6-speed manual, dually, O2 truck with disc brakes in the back. So I kind of bought this thing to part out so that I could use the computers out of this to put in this one. But I talked to Andrew at Long Range Gear, the guy that we got the trans for, the built NV5600 for this truck. And he said, pretty sure you can just email Smarty and they can send you a program to reflash ECM to make it a manual trans setup. You don't have to do any swapping, because I got wires and stuff grounded out, stuff in the bottom. So I just need to send them my VIN and a couple other pieces of information, because ironically enough, I have this bad boy. So I'm going to send them all the info for this. I don't have to do any deleting off of this truck, but check this one out. It's got a couple little things that I need to address on it quick, but for the most part, she is pretty well dialed. Well, it has been 3 hours or something on a Friday, and they were able to send me the files, so I got to return it back to stock, which unlocks the Smarty. Gotta do a little bit of dancing around to make it happen, but let's see, your programming 100%. ECM, please wait. Update done. Okay. Now I want to double check to make sure it's unlocked. Put this back up. And there should be no number signs. And then it shall start up. I think we're good. Now these things are super handy. I don't know if I'll actually run the tunes from this, because I like what the Edge one has delivered. But I have, this is the SO3. I have an SO6 in this one. I think that's what it's called. And I keep it in the truck all the time, yeah, SO6. But what I'm going to do here, because this is, you keep this around in your truck for tuning, adding power, deleting power, whatever you want. But at the end of the day, it's a code reader also. So I need to get, I thought the cord was in here. I got one in the house, but I keep that in the truck. They'll give you downloads. So you go into the Smarty website, and what you're gonna do, so I can harness this while it's working. But you're gonna scroll down here to the Smarty USB. That is the program you need, which is this simple little doodad here. You have to open it in Administrator on my particular setup, because it wasn't letting it do nothing. So they sent me a new file right up there. I just plug and play, hit send, and she's coming down here in erasing memory, please wait. So once we're done with this, we'll pack this back out to the truck, give her the sauce, and that will be our new ECM format tune. And then from there, we have to come back in here and reprogram with 7-zip, which is our tune switch, just to make this thing normal again. We'll do that. Yeah, it's been quite the journey, because I haven't used this computer in a while. I normally use this little bad boy, but I don't like the Mac. You got to use a PC. Transmission correctly performed to Smarty. Smarty updated. Press any key. All right. Okay, we're hooked all up back to the truck. It's called a recovery file, like I said earlier. Hit the 1, that selects it. Now it's programming the recovery file which is a manual transmission tune. It's 150 bucks. Hopefully this all goes swimming because, man, messing with tunes and stuff like this, it ain't my kind of deal. It scares me, you know? I just want to drive the truck and push the clutch pedal and stuff like that. Updating ECM. Please wait. Update done. Unplug Smarty. Turn key off. Okay. So I need to hook back up my lift pump because I didn't want to hear it listen to it running the whole time. So when I fire this up, I guess I need to do a driving test. Let her warm up, we'll take her for a test drive. See if we got cruise control back. Alright boys, we are off to the races. Now, if you do a manual swap and you don't do your wiring correct, you're going to get a check engine light anyway. But I'm pretty sure all the plugins and everything I have down there, I take all the sensors for the automatic transmission and I plug them into the bottom of this just so it completes the circuit and you'll get a check engine light. But now that we got the manual tune on there, I don't think I need any of that. But the real question is, I'm pretty confident because Smarty's a very reputable brand and I've recommended their stuff for a long time now. If you're going to just go with an off-the-shelf tune, Smarty is money. I did plug this thing in and run up through the tunes with it just to see how it felt. It felt okay, but level 6 with the Edge, she rocks and rolls. But let's see if we get over 2,000 RPM. Yep. So we're not governed to that BS. Now we'll try the cruise. I just got to remember how to turn on a cruise control on a second gen because I've only had one second gen that had cruise control that worked, and that's because it was a factory 5-speed truck. I get this button hit, we got to be going more than 35. I don't know. Let's see if I'll mess with it a little bit more. Maybe I hit the wrong buttons. Okay, I couldn't get the cruise to work, but I think since I got that one wire grounded out, I'm going to see, because you have to have that wire grounded out in order to start it if it's an auto manual swap. But I'll see if I ground or disconnect that, if the new tunes will allow it to start. Reminder, this truck sat for, honestly, the better part of a year, pretty much the way it sits. Because I originally thought I had all this covered and I didn't know this was an option. But like OG back in the day, you just swap the computers and call it a day. I never had an issue with my 12 valve doing any of this because it's a 12 valve. I didn't care. It's driven by cable, not by wire. Well, this is cable versus then wire. But anyway, I'm going to unplug that quick and see if that changes anything, and we'll go for another drive. But this new transmission from Andrew is feeling good. Second rib with it, and I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. That is our one right there. I was going to put this on a switch when I had the other stuff going on. That way come on, left hand. I could just, once I got the truck fired, I was like, well, maybe I can just hit the switch once it's going, and then I can have my cruise control back. But let's see if it starts with that thing just DQ'd. But you see how I have all this auto crap plugged into it still? And then zip tied right here? We might be able to DQ that and throw it away. But look at that trans. Uh-oh. That little bastard's leaking. Better address that. So I do have the clutch safety switch installed, so you have to push the pedal down in order to start the truck. Come on, baby. Yeah, just like I thought. That bastard has to be hooked up down there. Unless I'm not pushing this down far enough. Nope. Ah, son of a gun. We were close. How close were we? I don't know. But I'm gonna plug that back in. I don't know what the deal. If you have any input on this, you know, we did spend 150 bucks, but that gives me better peace of mind, because if I do keep this truck in California, it can be smogged, and this right there helps the value of this thing astronomically. And then the fact that I have everything else deleted on it, got the cup holder delete, a lot of people leave that there, got that there. This is nice because it's factory already input. That thing's removed, the indicator and the shifter, so this thing is as true, ready to go as you can get. Well, I'm going to plug that wire back in. Damn, I thought we were onto something there, but either way, I can run as factory with the edge and not have to worry about any of that other mess. What if that thing happened to come unplugged just now? Let's check. We're risking it for the biscuit here. I've hooked it up the way I normally do with a 12 valve, and I hooked it to the power. Yep, it's giving us full RPM. Let's go see if the cruise works. Because it did work before the way I had it hooked up, but then it went into that torque management crap and wouldn't let me have RPM. Cruise still worked, but I didn't have RPM. Then it threw a check engine light. So let's see how this goes now. Because this is the way I hook it up on a 12 valve to get around it. You just power up to it. Look at that. Check engine light came on immediately because I got it hooked up the other way. And it won't let me have over $2,000. Cruise control's working. That's the truck doing that. I'll go up here and fix that. Screw it, I'll just drive back to the house. Well, I had to go back to the house to get the code reader, the little guy, off of the other truck, because this thing's set up for the recovery file, so I can't do anything else besides that. So I deleted that code. There's like a no bus code or some crap. I don't know if it's generic or what it was, but we're gonna drive around a little bit more, see if that was something that came from our issue. But yeah, I put in a lot of hours trying to get this cruise control working. But as long as that freaking check engine light stays out and I got full RPM, honestly, I don't even use cruise control that much on a 24 valve anyway. It feels kind of funny. It's aggressive. Yeah, talk shows on regular radio, they're awkward, man. Communicating with the public, they do some weird stuff. Yep, that house is haunted. Don't go on that one. That's haunted. That's definitely, yep, I know for a fact. Buddy dated the daughter of that out now. Oh, what the? Look at that. It's no big deal. Just got ourselves a huge heel boom tucked in there. We're just out and about, just cruising the truck, just feeling around. I like this drive. That's where I do my drone shots. Come down here. Well, as I'm here editing this footage, I'm realizing, why don't I just have a toggle switch to disconnect that wire from the ground once the truck is already fired? Well, it sounds a little Mickey Mouse to do that, and I don't really want to do it. I'm sure you could do something possibly with a secondary switch on the clutch for when you start the rig. You got to push the clutch down anyway so that it will trip. Because basically what that ground out does is saying that the truck is either in park, like it would be in an automatic, or in neutral. So if I could just start the truck, flip a switch, then I could have my cruise control back by opening that circuit, by not saying that it's grounded anymore. But honestly, I just want to drive the truck, and I've messed around with it so long. We're just going to call this a win and go ahead and fix the seat in the next section. How many of you guys actually knew that you could get a second gen with heated seats? I thought it would have been cool, but I didn't know if it was a thing. These ones stopped working. It had them. Still has them. Passenger works. Either that's Taco Bell or we got other problems, so they need a new cushion and a new seat cover anyway. But I ripped her open. I was hoping to extract the heated seat element. See maybe if I could fix it and replace it. But, man, she is shot. She's got, I think it just literally, in the seam, just getting worn out, worn out, worn out. This is what made this one fail. So, at least I can eyeball the wiring harness. It's intense. This one is the main plug. That one goes to the backrest. And then this dogger's got actually got a lot going on. I thought there was just two. 1, 2. This is just a nope. It's got it's got 4. Because that splits into that, and that goes into that. That goes up to this. That's what that is. There's a lot going on. Shit. Guess we gotta cut it out and see what's up. Aha! They're working. It's this one up here. It was burned up. But I don't trust any of them because they're getting warmer, which is freaking outstanding. So I think I might just order a new set. I can't find the exact thing. It's gonna jip me a little bit. I won't have like the sides. I'll just have the center. So I'll just have to loop these like I did here, but I wanted to make sure it worked. Figure I'll let the old truck run a little bit. Oh, what a lovely mess that was. Turns out you need that little guy, whatever that thing is, or else you just get flashy on the little light right there. I just had these looped together because I thought whatever, but whatever the hell that thing is, it needs it. So we'll see how long before these start warming up. Not Amazon special, eBay's. I can feel a little heat out of them already. And I got one extra. I'm just gonna run a that on it. Hell yeah, we're good to go. I like it. I like it a lot. Well, everything was going good so far up until, well, that does something, but it doesn't do something with that something. But then it locked them on, so I disconnected the other one, brought a spare. It just locked them on, so that was sketch. But now we're just waiting in line. We got trash and all that. Good. Old girl's out here doing her thing. Forgot my wireless remote, but I had a button man. Well, we disconnected the sport truck. We were going to take the dump trailer back up there with our 2 blocks in it, but they said they were going to bring the gravel today, so I figured I might as well take that up there. And since the trailer brake controller wasn't, or the pedal switch, I don't know what's going on, but we don't got trailer brakes, so I wasn't going to tow those in the dump trailer with the red rig. So we did a whole swap around. This will be for another video if I make one. Sport truck, honestly, I think it did pretty good. Mark's jealous as all could be about that truck. Well, I think this was a win. We knocked out quite a few little tasks on this truck, and it's super awesome to get out and actually start driving this thing finally. I've had it for so long, and it checks so many boxes for me. I thoroughly enjoy this truck. Comment below if you think I need to add anything to it. I do have leveling blocks for it. A couple other goodies like a ball hitch in the bed would be cool. Exhaust brake. It seems like every rig's got the standards, and all of those standard upgrades that you want to do to it, newer trucks come factory with all that. So that's awkward. But anyway, if you think of anything, comment it below. But I think it was a big win doing the recovery file for the ECM, because if I do, like I said, keep it a California truck, if I sell it to somebody in California, it's one less thing I have to worry about, because I had a base Smarty tune on it before to cover up the check engine light. So what that does is you have another layer that if they hook your computer up to it, they'll see that there's tunage, I'm thinking, on the ECM, and that technically would be grounds to not pass it at a smog check. But since I have a factory manual tune reflashed on it to start off the day, then we should be good to go. So I think that $150 was worth it. We can mess around trying to get cruise control later on. I probably won't. I was really hoping to in the beginning, because the truck actually lasted for a couple miles without issue when I first hooked it up the way I showed you in the beginning, before it threw a no rev past $2,000, and then a check engine light that just did not want to go away. But I'm stoked. Put some more miles on it. Got some dump runs, got some towing. Oh, I gotta fix a trailer brake. What? Old trucks, man. What are we doing to ourselves? But you make it this far on the video, say, yeah, I enjoy a good glass of sweet tea. Works for me. See you guys.